well. And we'd like to welcome you to the show. We have Mr. Danny Technici with us today.
Hello, good evening.
Let's make sure you're on first.
I'm here.
All right. How are you?
Fantastic. Had a really good day.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the weekend, and yeah, music everywhere.
So you're a resident DJ around the island?
For the last 3 years, I've played about a bit. Yeah, you could say that. And hopefully, we'll soon be back in many more places. But at the moment, it's few and far between. Still in the curfew. But I'll be over in the Gillies if anyone's there over Neppy time.
Right. Gillies. What's going on in the Gillies this weekend?
I think Gilly Air have got some shindig. To be honest, it's all a bit up in the air. I've been booked and I'm playing. I've got a link, I've got a guy, but as far as where it is or what it is, I've no idea.
It's the life of a DJ, I guess.
Well, to be honest, it's great that it feels like you know, when I was really young, when you got booked and you just didn't know what you was doing.
Yeah. But now you know what you're doing.
Well, I know what I'm playing.
We got a message from Al Toyne, Mr. Alistair, Mr. Belvedere himself. He's tuned in. He's saying the best. What? The beat man, awesome. Yes. Okay, we think you're awesome too.
Thank you
and love
very
your
much.
music, Danny.
Thank you. Bless you.
He's
I try my best.
Yeah. So you've been releasing music lately too.
Yes, I collaborated with my old friend David Herrera from Tenerife, and he's partly the reason why I'm in Bali, to be honest. We first hooked up in Tenerife in the early 90s, and with me DJing in Tenerife, we both sort of, fell in love with the house music back then, and I kind of inspired him, and he went to Ibiza and became really big and famous. He moved to Bali, and as I was traveling through Indonesia, he was like invited me over. You should come here. You should come here. And yeah, the rest is history. I've been here for over 3 years now. Right,
but those were pretty heady days back there in Tenerife.
Tenerife was fantastic. It was, music back then in the early 90s was always great. It was a pleasure to play out there on vinyl as well. And the only thing you had to worry about was the cockroach shit that went on the excuse my language, on the vinyl. But it was kind of acidic, so it literally used to burn the vinyl. So you'd be literally like putting the record on and then boom. Damn that cockroach.
Cucaracha, isn't it? Yeah, that's cool. So you've been releasing music.
Yes.
Danny, was it David Herrera?
David Herrera.
Yeah,
he's a fantastic producer and DJ in Bali. He is Mr. Mexicola, so and I think that's opening next week. Or I mean, if anyone loves Mexicola, you love David's music. He's just so entertaining, and me and him have collaborated on a track called Keep On Dancing. It's actually it was played on one of your shows the other week or the week before.
Actually, just by chance, we played it about half an hour ago.
Oh,
too.
Fantastic!
So,
that's wonderful. And
it's on repeat around here.
Excellent. We've just had it signed to Django Records, French label, and it's forthcoming. And yeah, really looking forward to using that platform to get it out and heard. And you guys have had it exclusive because I was just testing it out.
Well, I should have signed it up. It's such a good track. I could have made $1 million out of it.
Well, you never know your luck.
Yeah. Well, how does it work? Like, so you've been signed up by someone in the UK? Or
no, it's a French label.
Okay.
The guy's like he's well established. He used to have a record label called Suka, and he changed the name to Django. Seemed to work for him. He's playing all over Ibiza and France, and he got in touch with me and said to me, we're doing an album, really like your stuff, have you got anything for me? And I says, well, I've got this track, I'm not too sure whether it's your cup of tea. I said, well, I'll send it you anyway. And he loves it.
Right.
Bit my hand off for it, so yeah, we're happy to give it to him. Actually, like, we've got quite a few tracks coming out, and
wait a minute, let's just have that little spin of that one again. This is Keep On Dancing, right?
Yeah, Keep On Dancing.
But that's like an old track.
Its inspiration came from an early 90s track. What we've done is just replayed everything and brought it back to life, and maybe people will remember it, or I doubt it very much, but if they did.
I've been around a long time and I think I remember it.
But it was not the original. It's only the hook.
Yeah.
Where everything else is replayed.
But it just sounds something like that old housey 90s stuff, right?
But that's the inspiration from it, and obviously me and David love it.
I was at a bit of a show on last Friday night, and James Taylor was playing a set.
Great DJ.
And it was like a little villa. It's part of Red Ruby. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this, but anyway, there's a little underground thing going on Friday night. I think they're doing it again this Friday night. And he played this set, man. It was just straight out of the 90s, just thumping, warm, loving house.
Well,
Loved it.
That's the kind of thing I'm going to be doing. The Gillies, to be honest, that's what they've asked for.
Yeah.
So I am Mr. 90s, so I'm going to.
Well, I think it's coming back big time right now. Or in my head, it's coming back anyway.
Well, it never went away. I think in the early 2000s, music really fell on its face. It was really boring, and I think it just got better and better. And now we're in another golden era of music. I'm loving it at the moment.
We'll have a little listen to this. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about it. Where's the hook? Where's the hook?
You'll hear it's in the main drop. So.
Right.
It's a trickly piano hook, so yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't, get to know.
Well, we're going to know it right now with Danny Technici, all the way from Tenerife via Birmingham.
That's it.
All right. Anyway, there you go. That's the track. Keep On Dancing, and a little bit later we'll get to your new track.
Okay.
All right.
No worries, man.
So you were saying earlier that you'd been doing another delivery for your charity.
Yes,
charity?
actually, we had a great response. We just asked people for small donations because, obviously, as you know, COVID has struck Bali massively in terms of no tourists. So it's affected a lot of people, and we noticed. We started this charity about 3 or 4 months ago, where we just went round with our own money, nobody else's, and actually just went round the streets giving away free food and drink. And we noticed that, like, once we took some photos and we talked about it, there were people who were really interested, and they helped us, and they were really kind enough to give us some very small donations. And every week since then, over the last three months, we've been going out there buying about 30 parcels. We've got like a warung that actually cooks everything fresh, fish or chicken, with some nasi and some sambal and some water or some orange, and then we just go out. We find, obviously, the unfortunate people that need it the most. There's people like, where they're sitting on the street almost begging. There's people living on the street. There's kids selling, merch on the streets for their parents. You can see that, and they're happy to get food, and we're really happy to give it to them. There's most of the areas we target is in the Kuta area, and there's a giant mosque over there, and we've even donated food to the mosque as well, because every little helps, and the mosque has got like a food bank inside there as well. We've even helped them in the past, but since we've been doing it every week. We did one today, and if anyone is listening, or if anyone looked at my Facebook earlier, I want to say thanks, ever such a lot for the donations, even if it's just small or whatever it is. it's helping people that really need it, and I'm happy to give it.
So there's a lot of talk about how people are needing help right now in Bali. Do you see that much around Kuta, for example, like hungry people?
Yes, we've because we've been doing it every week. We've found the people that need it the most, and they're normally, you can see that they're very, very local. They're normally got, you know, kids with them. They're just walking the streets asking for money. You see them standing at the lights with their hands out. You know, they've literally got nothing. They've got no job. They've got nothing for food. They're they're absolutely, you know, struggling.
So where were they working before? Or did you...
Well, a lot of people, especially these kind of people, they're the ones that actually walk next to the beaches, and they're selling things like tissues. They're selling water. They're selling, you know, real, just, you know, tatty things that you don't really need, right? But you know, they'll sell it just so they can get food. So the other people we target as well is, you see the people that pick up the plastic bottles. Well, they're normally semi-retired people struggling. They pick up, you know, hundreds and hundreds of bottles every day for the most minimal pay. And yeah, I'm really, really happy to give them food. You know, and
but they've also been doing the same work, you know, even before the COVID too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they call them Peng Alaman or something.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, their faces light up so much, and they're almost in tears. They're so happy to see us, even if it's just a small, you know, parcel of food with, you know, a nice drink. They're really happy for it, and you know, I'm happy to, you know, go over there and actually help as much as I can, and you know, thanks to anyone that's donated, and you know, let's keep doing it.
Well, there's a lot of people that are kind of employed still, but they're only getting like 20% of the wage before.
Exactly.
So
I mean, that was the same.
Pretty tight.
Same with me. I mean, okay, touch wood. I've been lucky. I saved my money. I actually, I've had a little bit of things on the side. I'm still doing a bit of DJing, but you know, every little helps. I'll be happy to get back to normal, but I'm still lucky compared to some of the people we see on a daily basis. I still feel really lucky and blessed, and yeah, as much as I can, I'm going to help as much as I can, because Bali's been good to me. It's my bit to give it back, actually.
And how do you go with, like, you know, I don't know if you can answer this if you want or not, but your legalities, your visas and all that, it's pretty expensive, isn't it?
This is the thing. I put money aside for it, and it's just a sacrifice that you have to do. I mean, I've just renewed my Kitas, and it's a big fee, and what I have to do.
And there's not a lot of work.
No, not at the minute. I'm being a little bit open-minded. I'm hoping that within the next month,
optimistic maybe.
Yeah, we're going to see a difference in the next month. Already, there's an extension on the time. They're doing it slowly. Obviously, we've got Nyepi now, so there's going to be the quiet time for another at least 4 or 5 days, and then let's see what happens after that. Already, the world is slowly opening. I know that the UK's date, they're aiming for June 21st for everything to be open properly. That's bars, clubs, restaurants, cinemas, theatres.
They've done that before too. But anyway, well, hopefully it all works out.
Yeah, fingers crossed to everything.
Yeah, but you know, having the curfew moved from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, you know, yesterday or the day before, is a pretty good sign.
It is. To come. Well, this is the. I mean, we were talking about this a few months back, and they've done everything they said they were going to do. So the curfew, they were talking about going back to an early time, and then slowly but surely adding hours to it. Then I think it will go till 12, and then after that it will go to 2. So you know, if you're obviously in a job like I am in entertainment or hospitality, bars, clubs, restaurants, you know, I think everyone will be delighted. if it goes back to normal, but we'll see. And yeah, I guess, you know, the big countries, if they go back to normal, then the rest of the world will follow. We're just waiting on tourism in Bali. That could take a while.
Absolutely. And we've got Nippy coming this week, which is the day of silence, which means everything's going to be shut. I
was here the last 3 years, and I've celebrated it every year since I've been here, and I'm a true believer. It's a wonderful thing. But this year, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to the not so quiet island, and
it's probably pretty quiet over there too. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for one day it won't be quiet, and I think every year you do get the typical expat will go, right, that's it, I'm off to the Gili,
or to some hotel, or fancy hotel.
So I'm going with them. So let's see what happens.
Well, it's not a bad thing to be staying home and
exactly
meditating or whatever. I've actually taking it easy.
But the good thing is we've been doing it for the last 9 months.
Right. Yeah, that's right. And as my son pointed out earlier, last year when they closed for Nippy, it was like, okay, the COVID's going to be over soon, but we didn't actually open up for months afterwards.
I know, it was really weird.
Pretty miserable.
That actually, what we did to cater for all that time is I was living in a villa with a couple of friends. Glyn Tandy's one of them. Big shout to you, mate, if you're listening. We put the decks on the kitchen bar, and we were streaming it every day. It was fantastic. It was good fun. So hopefully that won't happen again.
What happened with that? Did that go somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be part of this radio streaming in the UK called Through Music We Live On. And first of all, it was just to cater for the hospital workers or the nurses and stuff, the people that were actually working on the front line, like 24 hours, and it was giving them entertainment, so they could listen and watch on their breaks. And we were like a streaming live radio station, and like everything and everyone, Facebook put a stop to it all because of copyright, right? And it was funny how Warner Brothers and Sony were the two companies which attacked Facebook over it. Everyone else wasn't bothering, so you didn't get like these massive paragraphs of, oh, be careful what you're streaming live with, you don't own the rights to this material, which I did. We was all put in, there's like there's an actual there's a law which states that you can play tracks if it's not for any financial gain, and if the track belongs to yourself. So we'd have to put that in front of all of our shows, but it still wasn't good enough. I'm actually still getting messages now from Facebook saying, reminding me about it. So it's just really strange.
Well, they're a bunch of assholes, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking over the world, Big Brother.
Well, they think so. I've just Apple are taking on Facebook, aren't they? They've literally, their latest phone pops up a message on the phone when you get it. Is it the iPhone 13? It says, do you want Facebook or whatever to have the right to the traffic? So you're giving access to your complete information, so that your all your marketing that appears on your phone comes from yourself. So they're listening to you, watching every move, and you can actually private your phone, so you don't have to have anything to do with it. And Apple were one of the first ones to stamp the fist down. Said to Facebook they're not doing it anymore. All right. So there's hopefully the rest.
You've got the choice, you can join or not into their marketing.
It's an automatic choice. It pops up on your phone whenever say for instance you turn on your phone for the first time, you get this new phone, and it's going to pop up. It's a reminder to say, do you want these platforms to have your information? You can say no, and then your phone's completely private, so you're not going to get your information given away to anybody.
And it doesn't help you when you're spinning music on, and when it comes to these copyrights and everything. The same thing on YouTube as well, where they block you.
I feel sorry for them, really. It's not them. It's actually the record companies attacking them. So and there was one of the big companies that got sued first of all was SoundCloud. I don't know if you heard about that. They got sued millions because when they first started, they allowed everybody to upload whatever music, and they didn't have the permission to do it. So they were the first people to get hit with SoundCloud. A lot of the other companies are just following suit. They don't want to get these big fines, and I would have thought Facebook, out of everybody, would have had, you know, a license to cover it.
But
rich.
You know, the amount of money that the majority of people
Billions.
are making. No, but the amount of money the majority of people are making out of electronic music or producers is minuscule, right?
Yeah.
Like hardly anyone can make any money out of it.
It's too.
As you were saying before, even if your track goes,
Yeah.
you know, gangbusters,
Yeah.
you're only going to make, you know, $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah, it's
So
very
what's
tough.
the big deal? They should just let it all open.
Yeah, and I think the only way to make money now is to go really full on. You've got a tour. You've got to, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
It helps your touring capacity.
back in the day, you could make a track, and if the track was good and it went on to, especially Radio 1 in the UK or even Top of the Pops, you became famous because the track was good. Do you know what I mean? That was a great era, and that's dead now. It's now all these sort of platforms that, you know, that stream your music. I mean, you can get famous, but you ain't going to get the money like you used to. It's too saturated now.
But apparently, you know, if you're a good-looking female, you can get on Twitch and you can make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
You know. So,
well, you know, we could put a wig on.
Which kind of says a lot about the world and entertainment nowadays.
Yeah.
But you could try. I don't know. There must be some men making some
Of
money.
course, there is. There is really good-looking men as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean,
But what I mean is actually making money on Twitch because you play good music.
It's
no.
That's the thing. It's not just about what you sound like. You got to look good. I think people have got like an interest span of about 2 or 3 seconds. But if you're, like you say, you're a fit female, you're gonna okay.
Yeah, but you also got
this
to be
tune's good.
You also got to be entertaining, right? So you know, put on a bit of a show. But I know that Tess Fisher here, she's on it quite a lot, and she seems to make a lot out of it as well. So
yeah, she deserves it as well. She looks great.
So yeah, that's the point. You look great, you make money.
She's got a good taste in music as well. We've basically been playing in a lot of places. We played at Cafe Del Mar. We shared one of the streaming sites with a few of the other DJs called Streamland. That was good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but she's obviously taking it to the next level on Twitch. So
well, there's some people doing some really interesting stuff on that Twitch as well. So it's not just, you know, spinning music.
I know, it's very creative. Actually, like the visuals blow you away. I mean, if you've got a really powerful computer, there's no end to what visuals you can put on there. But there's even copyright and all of that now. So, you know, if you're putting famous photographs behind you and someone owns the right to that photograph, they can literally pull you for that. I mean, whatever next.
Well, we play, you know, like 24-hour music on Twitch now, as well as other platforms, and they never pick us up.
Twitch, it has a license, so it's basically because of the gaming, they're covered. I just wish other platforms like like Facebook and Instagram would have done something like that, but they didn't see the bigger picture. But Twitch has a license apparently. What was it I was going to say now? Obviously the other place, Mixcloud. You can do it on Mixcloud, and that's pretty good. Live
like
on Mixcloud,
radio 24/7.
Totally.
Try that.
Yeah, it's the same. It works the same principle. It's a platform which you use an application, just like Streamland or any of the other platforms. It's a screen which allows you to share live a streaming show or podcast, and you can then share that on other platforms. You can share the link, but you can't go live on Facebook. So you could
I'm gonna try that after that.
Yeah, you can share the link. They're not going to stop you doing that. It's just that they won't let you go completely live. So yeah, I mean, Mixcloud's pretty good. I think they're giving away
Yeah, but that's
3 months free or something like that.
Oh, you have to pay for it. Anyway, because we're on 24/7 radio, so it's all live. It's not. There's no visual, but it's just live music.
Yeah, some people don't need it. I mean,
No, I love radio.
Really big fan of talk radio back home in England. I used to I love Radio 5. I like Radio 2. I love comedians that just chat on the radio. Because Ricky Gervais normally does a show on the BBC, and he's absolutely hilarious. Has no radio sort of finesse. It's just waffling on, but it's just hilarious.
Right. Well, that's all you
Him
need.
and Cole Pilkington.
You need something going for you, that's for sure. Which I'll just mention. I used to do a show with Muriel, Miss M, Thursday night with Miss M, and I received an email the other day saying we're in the top 20 podcasts of nightlife around the world.
That's fantastic.
That show.
Congratulations.
So, I don't know exactly who they were. It wasn't like CNN, but
no, but it's,
But people do notice.
Exactly.
Stuff,
And I think Bali's got that kind of energy. Anything to do with Bali, people are going to tune in. And
that's right. That's the way I feel too. We've got Bali in the name. There's so many Bali file kind of people around the planet, aren't there?
Yeah.
They love the place. They can't get enough of it.
No.
And when
It's
they
just the
leave, they
energy.
just want to get back.
It's the energy.
Yeah.
I've heard so many people, I love that place, can't wait to go back, love that place, can't wait. So we're just waiting. I think when it does happen, Bali's going to be an explosive place.
Totally.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. But the trouble is, nothing's going to be prepared because all the hotels are falling back and going back to the jungle and everything else. So there's going to have to be a lot of money spent.
Who's that?
That's you.
It's going to be a while, and
So
to be honest,
calling.
I've loved the empty roads. I beg your pardon, people.
Just get the sound off.
Oh, that's it.
All right.
It's all right. Actually, it's a guy that I told him I'm on the radio, and he still didn't get it. He still rings me back as I'm on a live interview.
Maybe he wants to join in.
Actually, a nice ringtone though. That was. It could have been worse.
It said Bono, didn't it?
Boho is my friend. Actually, they're all down at La Brisa. There's a fantastic little market down at La Brisa right now.
Oh, right.
There's a DJ playing, and there's some real fashionistas down there. There's looks down there. There's apparently there's Indian food, and it's a right little.
I might have to join you.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell us more about your music. This set we're going to play now, which we've actually played before, but where's that come from?
Okay, inspiration comes from a lot to do with a DJ called Pipi Siez. The first track is like an Africanism style track, and he is one of the DJs from the UK I'm supporting massively. He's collaborating with lots of African artists. He's got another one called Wewa, and this one on the first track of the mix is one of my favourites. You're going to love it. And throughout the mix, it's sort of like a sunset beginning into a twilight, and then it gets a bit more houseier and melodic as we go through. There's quite a few of my own edits on there. So
when you say you release an album with David Herrera, what are you doing in that process?
Co-producing, co-writing. He's more the he's the producer, twiddling the knobs. I'm the one shouting at him, and he's the one frowning at me.
Right. Wait a minute. Come Inside. We haven't played that yet, have we?
No, this is one of our new projects.
Right.
Hopefully it's going to play for you.
Yeah.
It's another 90s inspirational track.
It's not.
Is it not playing? No.
Not.
Why didn't it not download then?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, well, never mind.
I'll give it another go while we're here.
I'll send.
Maybe I'll just try and play it on here.
You probably could do.
See what happens.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now it's working. Yeah, it's a breakbeat thing, and sunset style. It's got like a Thompson Twin influence. Anyone recognise it? Again, Herrera and Technici. It's got a bass line on it.
It's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's gonna come. You gotta wait for that bass, man.
It's like Guinness. Best thing comes to those that wait.
Yeah, that's it. Thompson Twins.
Do you remember them from the early 90s?
Early 80s, I'd say.
Well, they were significant in the 80s, but this track itself was a remix of one of their tracks in the 90s. All we've done is literally taken a tiny touch of it. We're probably not going to release this track. Actually, we're going to keep it under wraps. We're going to give it away. We're not going to release it as a track. We're going to.
There it is.
The bass line. It's dropping right there. We're going to be for the lucky people that get a copy. We're going to be giving this one away, I think.
You're a very charitable man, aren't you?
Well, the thing is, to get well known as well, DJs give away a lot of tracks. I mean, you get so much love from other DJs when you can give them a track, and if they like it.
Maybe when you're playing down at the Carcera next week, you could actually do a lineup of your own stuff.
Definitely.
I
can't wait.
That'll be a big way to go.
That's going to be a big shindig, isn't it? Your party. Cannot wait for that one.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you where it is.
Secret. There's the bass line for you.
Another nice track.
Yeah, it was always a guilty pleasure of mine to do this track, and it took a lot of convincing with David. He was like, not too sure. But when we started making the track, we were both sort of like, yeah, this is working. And it just started.
How many tracks have you been making with him lately?
This is one of 4 that we've done in the last maybe month or 2, and yeah, it's a pleasure. Having the time and the downtime from the work means that we can put all our effort and energy into stuff that we really wanted to do, which is producing. And loving it. Absolutely loving it.
That's a pretty positive thing from all this stuff that's going on.
Exactly. I mean, I'm always been arty anyway. If I'm not, creative with music, it's with art. I do my own T-shirts, as you know. I'm always trying to create something, and one or the other. If I can start at the beginning with an idea and it becomes something, that's what I'm addicted to.
I like to get addicted to many things, but creativity has to be number 1.
Well, your radio show, you've got to be addicted to that. It's great, isn't it? I love this show.
Whichever show it is. We're never too sure what it is. But anyway, let's move on to your set. I'm just dropping out. Which we're going over here now to Danny Technici, Deep in COVID.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. This obviously the first track is PPCS, and it goes from sunset to twilight to melodic.
Well, it's kind of perfect timing, right? As the sun goes down out there. All right, I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll talk to Danny very soon again when you've got a new track for us to go. And we'll see everybody soon.
Thank you for having me. God bless everyone.